fighting for truth, justice, strippers, and whiskey. Did I mention strippers?
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, right there.
I'm leaving right after this drink. Rock and roll whiskey and other stories with Bryan Shaw.
Cheers. Welcome to episode 39 of I'm Leaving Right After This Drink, rock and roll whiskey and other stories. And even though tonight, not drinking whiskey because I'm drinking an ice cold frosty Budweiser because I got the new koozies in. That's right. So I had to do a little self-promotion with the koozies tonight and put away the Jack Daniels just for an episode, just so we can talk a little bit about the new koozies that promoting the podcast. On the front, you have the awesome logo. The back, got the QR code. Drink first, scan responsibly. Yeah, I like it. If you guys want one, I'll tell you what, just send me an email and maybe I'll send you one. Maybe I'll send you two so you can leave one behind at the bar for the next awesome patron who decides to pick it up and use it and scan the QR code. And all of a sudden, boom, there's actually more than 10 people subscribed to the podcast. See how that works? I like it. So here it is, episode 39. We're just inching closer to the big 40 podcast episodes. Holy crap, that's unbelievable because like I said, there's like 10 people watching and listening. So it's amazing I've actually kept going. But again, here we are. And before we get into tonight's topic, like, share, subscribe. I thank you all for doing such awesomeness in promoting the podcast, however you've done so. And of course, there's always those that have scanned that QR code to buy myself and or Tits McGee a shot of whiskey. And that is awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. And if you do that, I'll even happily give you a shout out in the next podcast because why the hell not? So it is episode 39. And if you've never seen the podcast, somehow you stumbled on it, maybe because some of the new YouTube shorts that I've put out there, or maybe you actually listened to your friend and went, hey, I'll check out this idiot. Well, it's it's just a podcast talking shit, basically. And that could be talking about any of the number of people that I got to meet over my 18 years or so in radio and television. Or it could be just talking about some craziness that happened, a week or two ago or last weekend or yesterday or whatever the case may be. And if you're wondering who the hell Tits McGee is when I say you could buy her a shot, well, she's just an awesome friend who goes to a lot of shows. We hang out a lot. We have a great time and always a lot of fun. So, and you can see, look at those. Nice and patriotic tonight. So the reason why they were nice and patriotic is because we went and saw Kid Rock just a couple of weeks ago here in Tampa as it's Kid Rock's Freedom 250 tour. And I got to tell you, my friends, it was awesome. It was such a cool show. Big and Rich opened up and, we'll kind of just start at the beginning, right? Because you got to tailgate at a Kid Rock show. You've got to people watch at a Kid Rock show. I mean, you got to people watch all the time and at any concert, but you definitely got to people watch at a Kid Rock show. And then you throw in the country element of Big and Rich. Oh, yeah. So let's start with the fact that we were tailgating at the venue. We got there a little early because of traffic and things like that. There was another show in town that night with Shinedown and Blackstone Cherry. So could have been some major traffic issues. But we got there in time and we decided to hang out, throw back a few cold beverages while we waited. And man, I have to tell you that I have never seen so many pairs of overalls in one place in my life. It was absolutely insane. Even growing up in the Midwest, I never saw that many pairs of overalls in one spot. But boy, Kid Rock, bring it on, evidently, because they were everywhere. And I was kind of disappointed that I didn't break out my my Budweiser overalls. That's right, I have a pair of Budweiser overalls. Now, it was really hot that night, and I just couldn't do it. But you know what? I may break those bad boys out when I go see Leonard Skinner in July, even though I know it's going to be even hotter in July. But, I just might have to break those things out based on the number of overalls I saw just at Kid Rock. I can't even imagine what they'll be like at Leonard Skinner. Now, whether Tits McGee joins me on that on that show or not because of the Budweiser overalls. That's still to be determined, even though I fully think she will, because she'll just sit and make fun of me the whole time, which is totally okay, because that's why we're friends. Well, that's part of the reason. Anyhow, I will say this, though. A lot of overalls. Also, a lot of bad, how do I say this? A lot of bad wardrobe decisions. And what I mean by that is, it wasn't just like jeans and t-shirts or shorts and t-shirts kind of thing. No. It was, of course, the Daisy Dukes, if you want to call them that, blue jean shorts. I know some of you may not even know who the hell Daisy Duke is, which totally is ridiculous. But you have the blue jean shorts and cowboy boots. Now, that looks pretty damn good on a woman. And I have to stress this, again, it looks pretty damn good on a woman. And if you're a already beautiful woman, it just makes you look hotter. And if you're an average looking woman, it kind of gives you that extra oomph. It just looks good. It looks nice. It looks hot. It looks sexy, because it is. Now, if you're a dude and you wear jean shorts and cowboy boots, there's a problem. That is a definite no effing way are you supposed to do that. Not a chance. And if you as a woman allow your husband, friend, boyfriend to walk out of the house wearing blue jean shorts and overalls, well, then you obviously hate that person. And you definitely wear the pants in that relationship, because no effing way. It's like if you go see Kiss, if you're over the age of, like, I don't know, 15, 16, you can't paint your face anymore. It's just, no, don't do that. You're too old to be painting your freaking face going to a Kiss concert. You're a grown adult. Just had to throw that out there. So anyhow, this is a very bad decision by men. Do not do that. Do not ever walk out of your home in a pair of blue jean shorts and cowboy boots. Are we all clear on that? Excellent. Now we can move on to the show. Big and Rich were really good. We of course got into the show. We did some people watching inside of the venue. I should stress that, because of course that's where we got to see more overalls and more dudes in jean shorts and cowboy boots, like even with their girlfriend. And again, that's just plain wrong. Awesome t-shirts, awesome t-shirt choices that night. Tons of interesting t-shirts that kind of got me thinking, I might have to get one of those. Even better than this t-shirt of more rock and roll, less assholes. So we're in there, we're people watching. We actually met another couple as they were people watching, and it turns out their seats were just a few rows from where we were standing, but they wanted to people watch as well. And ours were a little bit further back, and we were all just doing the same thing, and it was just a damn good time. And we did that through Big and Rich. And here's the interesting thing. First of all, I'd never seen a country artist using a flying V guitar, so that was pretty cool. I will say I haven't seen, but probably like 4 country artists in my life live anyway, but it was cool to see John Rich with a flying V. The other thing is they made their one hit that I know of, Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. They made that song that's normally, I don't know, like 3.5 minutes, almost like, I don't know, 12, 15 minutes. It was crazy. They did like this medley in between. Like, it just wasn't that great. In the words of Tits McGee, she said, Big and Rich are pretty good. Not really. They kind of suck. And it really is kind of true, because they're good, but they kind of suck. And if you're not a country fan like myself, they definitely lean closer to the they kind of suck element. So anyhow, even though great bands and have, obviously sold a ton of records, and it is what it is. It's just strictly my opinion on, they're okay. Now, Kid Rock, he comes out. Awesome show, as expected. And here's the thing. I don't care what your political beliefs are. Kid Rock comes out, puts on a hell of a show, and that's what it's all about. He entertains you. He puts on an awesome show, and he plays some kick-ass music. He had an awesome fiddle player, a couple of female backup singers, which were even more awesome. And they actually did the song Picture, and one of the backup singers, came out and did Sheryl Crow's part of that song. So that was pretty badass. Lots of pyro, lots of cool lighting and all that kind of cool shit going on. And it was probably one of the best Kid Rock shows that I've seen. And I've seen Kid Rock probably now, I don't know, 6-7 times. Who really knows? But he always puts on a great show. And again, no politics involved, which I think is really important, because it's like, people are coming out to see a rock show. They're not coming out to hear you preach and tell me what I should or shouldn't do, or who I should or shouldn't vote for. Like Bruce Springsteen. Shut the fuck up. We just want to go to a concert, man. That's why we're there. Escape reality and have some fun, drink some cold beverages, and just enjoy ourselves. And again, Kid Rock did just that. There was only one time that you saw an image of Donald Trump, and that was when he had posted a photo of him, Joe Rogan, Dana White, and Trump at a UFC fight. And that was it. That was the only mention of Donald Trump. So I thought it was pretty cool because, that was the most recent time I'd seen him, but it also took me back to the first time I saw Kid Rock. And I think that was probably like 1998 when Devil Without a Cause came out. And we did a free show with this guy in Roanoke, Virginia. And I remember playing the first single off that record, I Am the Bull God, on the radio. And I was like, man, this song, I just don't know. But I can remember all of us sitting in my boss's office, and we were laughing at the cover of this album. We're like, dude, who is this? Like, what is going on here? It was him in that in the like fedora hat with smoking the cigar, and you're just kind of like, what? And nobody had really even dove into the album at that point, and we were all just kind of laughing, like, man, it's probably gonna be a big old flash in the pan, just another artist. We'll play for a few weeks, and bye he goes. Well, I can honestly tell you, my friends, the joke was definitely on us, because obviously Kid Rock turned out to be one of the biggest artists in the country for quite some time, and arguably still is one of the top rock shows around for sure. And anyhow, we ended up doing a free concert with him just outside of downtown Roanoke. Now, I will tell you this, Roanoke at the time could have changed. Haven't been there in a number of years. But it, like at the time, music-wise, they thought Rage Against the Machine was rap music. 311, rap music. It was still all about, play me some Scattered, man. And so when we put I Am the Bull God on, it really didn't go over too well. But I will tell you this, as I went on in my new music show over those next few weeks, I started playing more cuts from that Devil Without a Cause album. And turns out, awesome songs on there, right? Ba with the Ba, Cowboy, Wasting Time, a lot of great tracks on that album. And I can remember playing Ba with the Ba in my new music show, and the phones just lit up and people talking about how great that song was. And I'm like, wow, what a difference a song can make for an artist. And I can remember calling up my friend at Atlantic Records at the time, and I said, dude, I don't know what your next single is going to be off of this record, but I will tell you this, the people in Roanoke, Virginia loved Ba with the Ba, and if that's any indication, this album's going to be huge. And he's like, dude, that's going to be our next single. And at that point, I'm like, man, you have a hit album on your hands. And because if people are digging it here in Roanoke, I can't imagine what it's going to be like in, Chicago, Dallas, LA, Tampa, New York, all the huge cities. It's going to be absolutely an incredible record. And obviously it was, because shortly thereafter, doing this free show where, again, let's see, about 20 people showed up to see this band perform on a Sunday night outside, just right outside of downtown Roanoke, like literally like 5 minutes at this really cool venue at the time. And I can remember waiting at the bar because the guy from Atlantic Records, his band, he was actually playing bass in that band, was going to open up for Kid Rock. And he shows up and he's like, hey, man, you want to go meet Bob? And I'm like, Bob? Who the hell is Bob? And he's like, it's Kid Rock, man. And I'm like, okay. And I thought that was absolutely hysterical. And I don't know why, because I have a brother named Bob. My dad's name is Bob. And yet I found it hilarious that Kid Rock's name was Bob. So we end up going upstairs and talking with Bob, aka Kid Rock, and the band. And it was awesome. Like just talking about his career up to that point, talking about, Detroit and, his rap history and stuff like that, just people he's met along the way so far, some asshole DJs that he had met along the way. Like, it was a very cool conversation. And I can also remember that, like, out of the corner of my eye, I remember seeing like this dude come running up the steps, a little guy, a midget, if you will. And I was like, oh my God, who let the little kid up here? And it took me a minute because I'm like, dude, because when I was downstairs, there was like hardly anybody there. And I'm like, did somebody come in and bring their kid, and their kid just kind of ran off? No. And it took me a minute, and I went, oh my God, that's Joe C. Like, this is cool as shit. And Joe C comes in, and he sits down and, and starts talking with us and talking to us and everything. And it was awesome. And then it was showtime, my friends. And he goes downstairs and just puts on a show like he's performing in front of 20,000 people. And there was 20 people there. And that is no lie. And that included the staff at the bar. Like, it was absolutely insane. I could not believe how unattended this show was. And yet he played like it was the last show of his life. And there were, 20,000 people there. And I can remember the next day at the office, my boss asking me, how was the show? And I go, well, probably 20 people. And it was kick ass. Like, wow, that guy blew my freaking mind on that night. Like, it was so good. His drummer, man, that chick is so good. I'm so glad to see that she's still playing in his band. Like, just an absolutely incredible show. And again, how quickly a person's career can change, because literally here we were playing him and getting some airplay. 20 people show up to his concert, and less than a year later, in 1999, I had moved to Los Angeles at that point, started our internet radio station, and Kid Rock is playing the Gibson Amphitheater. 15,000 people. Like, what? It was unbelievable, because at that point, Ba with the Ba had just blown up. Cowboy had blown up. And it was like, wow, joke was definitely on us, because we just thought this guy was just a flash in the pan. And turns out just freaking believable, this first album. And then, obviously, more albums after that. But I will say this, man, Kid Rock was super nice, super cool. Joe C, it was awesome to meet him before he unfortunately passed away, a number of years ago. But it was just so cool to experience that, and to kind of see a guy's career go from basically the beginning of zero to, oh my God, he's playing in front of 20,000 people less than a year later. So how quickly somebody's career can turn around, man. And it was absolutely kick ass. And I loved that first show, and I loved the last show here just a couple of weeks ago. So, hey, thank you guys for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. As always, feel free to scan that QR code and send over, a couple of bucks if you would like to buy a shot for myself and or Tits McGee. I mean, come on. Again, look at those things. And I know. But she's a good sport about it. And if you don't believe me, well, learn how she got her nickname back in one of the earlier episodes, where the title is just simply, and he gave her the nickname Tits McGee. It just kind of stuck, and she's a great sport about it. And it's, and, there's probably some people who hate it, and she might be one of them, but she's a good sport, and we appreciate that. And again, if you guys shoot me an email, I will send you a koozie. Maybe I'll send you a couple just so you can leave them around, so then somebody else can scan the QR code and we can, get a few more subscribers to the show here. Again, like to keep them under 20 minutes. We are getting close. So once again, thank you guys. I appreciate you tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe. You dig?
God bless the internet.